What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Yesterday, we definitely had a losing day. There's no way around that. And again, guys, sports betting, there's going to be losing days involved in this, right? So again, we've had some incredible days over this past 2 weeks or past month or whatever it is. You know, you can go back, see some 25, 30 unit days. And then today, you know, we go down probably 5 or 6 units, guys. And you're going to notice that nothing really changes, right? I'm not going to come on here and like start crying about it and stuff. Guys, this is how sports betting is. You're going to sometimes have losing days. You're going to sometimes have extreme winning days. This is the ebbs and flows, the daily ebbs and flows of sports betting, okay? So again, get used to it, right? This is not something to cry about, not something to make a big deal, not something to, you know, completely change up our strategy or anything, guys. Our strategy has generated us 100 units in the past 30 days, or maybe it's 90 now or whatever, okay? Now that we're a couple days in or whatever, but we went up 130 units in the World Cup using soccer correlation. We've gone up 227, it's probably like 220 now units so far this year. We've gone up 1,000 units so far in the past 2.5 years, right? And it's because of correlation, right? And again, I sound like a broken record every day. At least I annoy myself because I feel like about the same stuff every day, right? About correlation, about, you know, long-term thinking and everything like that, which is good because, you know, it's not like you guys, it's constantly people hopefully are newer to watch these videos, so maybe they're getting this information for the first time. But the reason why I sound like a broken record is because it's not rocket science, right? We take correlated entries, we have a winning strategy that has an edge, that's a proven winning strategy that I have probably 10,000 bets tracked, and we win long term, right? And long term does not mean 5 entries. Long term does not mean 20 entries. When I'm talking about long term, I am oftentimes talking about months, if not multiple months, right? So every single month, multiple months, sometimes even seasons. I like to think of things in seasons, right? How are we going to do this summer? And the summer was all about the World Cup. Well, we went up more than 100 units in the World Cup, right? I've showed this quite often because I think this is absolutely extraordinary. But in the past 32 months, we have had 5 months where we have gone up more than 100 units. And in the past 32 months, we have had 4 losing months. So we have only had 4 losing months ever. So in other words, we have a higher chance of having a 100 unit month than having a losing month, right? That means that we have like a 90% chance of having a winning month, month after month after month. So again, long-term thinking, right? When I'm talking about month after month, right? In these months, the 28 out of 32 months where we have lost, that we have won, I'm sure we've had a lot of weeks where we've gone down and we've gone up and we've gone down and we've gone up, right? So again, this is the ebbs and flows of sports betting, guys. Showed this too. I think this is a really good example of just like the how you kind of can zoom out and zoom out and zoom out, right? So again, this was, I think, back on Thursday or Wednesday I put this together, but you saw the day, we were up like 3 units that day, and then the week, we were down 17 units. But then you zoom out again and you look at the month, well, we are up 103 units. And again, this is why it's so important to track your bets. This is why it's so important to think long-term, because look at this, guys. You have the past 24 hours, you have the past seven days, and you have the past month, the past 30 days, right? And again, this is going to be true whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's a month from now, whether it's a year from now. I'm going to constantly be talking about these concepts, right? And again, I really, really urge you guys to track your bets because you'll see that we have a downturn in the past week and then we have like a good 24 hours, which again, this is what it looks like right here, right? This right here is this right here. And then if you zoom out even further, you will see that we just are crushing, right? So again, do not get affected by these day-to-day swings. Who cares, right? You have to focus and you have to look beyond that, all right? And number one thing that crushes people, the number one thing, if you're in the VIP, pretty much the only way you can fail is not thinking long-term. And that there's a number of things that go with that, right? It's having smart bankroll management. So you don't just lose like 5 entries in a row and now you're completely wiped clean. Guys, think about this stuff as a business, right? As a business, if you could only go, 3 days without going out of business, if you didn't have any sales, that's not a very good business, okay? So again, think of things like a business where you can stay in business not as long as possible. You can stay in business forever, right? And you can mitigate risks while also having a ton of upside, right? So hopefully that strikes home. There's really nothing to go over. I mean, we have some close misses. She misses by 4. This girl misses by 4. This guy misses by 0.5. I looked like this one was going to be a setup, but it wasn't. And then yesterday's play of the day, we do hit with soccer. This guy gets 55, and then Javier just absolutely played horrible. I mean, he went 0 for 4, and this line, though, does, I was going to show this, but this line does actually bump up to 4.5 as a Green Goblin, okay? So we got him at 3.5, and he bumps up to 4.5 as a Green Goblin. Now, he ends up doing horrible, and he gets no hits at all, but PrizePicks does bump him up to 4.5 as a Green Goblin. So, you know, it kind of goes without saying that this was a good entry, and sometimes you have to be like, well, it was a good entry, even though this guy played horribly. It was still a good entry because of what PrizePicks did, and you will see also with correlation with soccer, right? So again, as I said, it's not rocket science, guys. We take correlation, which means that high possession equals a lot of passes, low possession equals not so many passes, okay? So that's what we do in soccer. NFL, college football, it's going to be the same thing, right? You have Mahomes, you have Travis Kelce, for example. If Mahomes throws a ton, let's say 400 yards, Kelce's probably going to get a lot of receiving yards, and they're both going to go over together. If that doesn't happen, if Patrick Mahomes only throws for 150 yards, let's just say, then Travis Kelce might only get like 30 yards, and they're both going to go under together, right? This is correlation. This is our strategy that we use long term, right? It is not very difficult once you get the hang of it. So let's get into the first pick of the day. We do have Green to go over 5.5 pitcher strikeouts. His line is at 6.5. We're taking him over at 5. Yesterday's play was a pitcher in the MLB for BETR, and his line was 4.5, discounted down from 6, and he only gets 4. So he does miss also. I forgot to screenshot it, but it's unfortunate, but we gave ourselves a lot better chance at taking it at 4.5 than at 6. So, you know, we can't be mad about it, guys. It's a discount. The players are going to do what they're going to do, right? They're going to sometimes only get 4 pitcher strikeouts when they're line 6. So we're going to take Green. We're going to take him over 5.5. This is a discount on BETR. And then we're going to take Hez, and we're going to take him over 27 kills in maps 1 through 2. This is on Counter-Strike, all right? Counter-Strike 2, CS2 right here on BETR. So go to the CS2 tab, take Hez over 27. So that's going to be the first pick of the day. I do want to say, if you do want to get into the VIP, there's a number of ways to do so for literally $10 or less. Some of these even $5 or less. BETR and NOVIG right now, you spend $5, you get a promo on top of that. So you get like a free $10 or a free $20, and you get a free month of my VIP, okay? So NOVIG, ONYX Odds, Dabble, Sleeper, BETR, Rebet, Underdog Fantasy, and Kalshi, right? These are the apps that I'm promoting right now. These are the apps I have affiliate codes for. Also Bovada. I forget to add them all the time, but Bovada is another thing, guys. I give you my lock of the day. You get a free $25 entry on Bovada. Pretty much a free pick that I am backing, and you get 2 months free of the VIP. All right, guys. So how it works, very simple. I get questions about this all the time. You sign up using my code. My code is Detective on all of these apps except Sleeper. My code is paid. You put in $5 to $10, and then I will give you a free month or 2 of the VIP, okay? And if you're already in the VIP, I can add a month onto your subscription. Make sure to text me first, okay? So if you want to sign up for any of these apps, text me, all right? Text me to my number right here, and I will get you guys signed up and get you guys the right instructions. The reason why I want you guys to text me first is because I've had in the past guys, not use my code, or, just sign up willy-nilly or whatever, and then I can't obviously offer the free month for them because you didn't use my code, okay? So make sure to text me first so I can get you guys the right instructions, all right? So that's going to be that, and we do have a ton of soccer today, which I want to show. Look at how much soccer we have today, okay? So I didn't actually send out that many entries yesterday, and the reason being is because I knew today was going to be a huge soccer day, and soccer's been by far amazing to us. So we're going to go ahead and have a lot of plays today, and I've already sent out like 4 plays to the VIP today revolving around soccer. First pick in the MLB, Jordan to go over 7 hitter fan score. Right, guys, I really like this at 7. If it bumps to 7.5, I do not like it as much. The reason being is because he pushes a lot, okay? But I do love about Jordan is that he gets about 5 at-bats a game, which is a lot, and he's facing the White Sox here. He got 7 versus the White Sox. He got 5 at-bats, and he's been on a nice little consistent streak, all right? Consistent. He's getting about 1 to 2 hits a game. And again, I think if he gets about 2, maybe if he gets about 2 hits, runs, RBIs, he should go ahead and go over for us, okay? So really, really solid line here. You'll see that, a lot of times his line last game against the White Sox was the same team, was at 7.5, so that's nice to see there. And yeah, I really like him at 7. Very obviously one of the top 5 hitters in the MLB. So let's go ahead and take Jordan over 7 hitter fan score today, okay? And then the second part of this, guys, is going to be the New York Red Bulls players right here. So we have Adri and we have Dylan Nealis. And I actually made a YouTube short about these guys a couple of videos ago, and they ended up going over. So I kind of talked about soccer correlation in the short, but it doesn't really matter. They went over that game. What matters is this game now, and it's the same sort of concept, all right? So you have this guy right here, and you have Dylan right here, right? So you have Adri and you have Dylan, and they play right here on the pitch together. And again, as you guys know, when they do not have much possession, so as possession goes under, so let's say they only have 45% possession in this game, then they will not have many passes. If they have a lot of possession, then they will have a lot of passes, okay? So again, guys, I had a comment yesterday which was good, and it was about the San Diego players that I took a couple of days ago, and it was like, well, we should have took them under, and it was me taking the San Diego guys over a couple of videos ago, and that's a smart comment because, guys, you can take these guys over if you want to. You can take these guys under if you want to. Now, I am leaning and I am recommending that you take these guys under because all my research is pointing to that. But the main concept of this, guys, is that if they do have a lot of possession, I want these guys to go over. The reason why is because that is what our strategy revolves around, right? If they have the ball 80% of the time, these guys should go over. This guy probably is going to get 80 passes, and this guy will probably get 100 passes if they have the ball 80% of the time. Now, that's not likely, though. If this game is 50-50, which is what's going to happen most of the time in a soccer game, it's going to be like 50-50, 53-47. I do think that these guys' lines are too high, so that is why I'm taking the unders. Again, the unders revolve around possession. So possession, lower possession means the under for both of these players. Again, it's like hitting two birds with one stone. If low possession happens for the New York Red Bulls, both of these guys should hit together. If high possession happens for the New York Red Bulls, both of these guys should miss together, okay? So this is correlation, guys. We're going to be doing the same thing during football season, and we do the same thing in esports as well. I have a ton of videos on this channel explaining this and pretty much do this every day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, the number one thing that I'm looking for when I talk about correlation, even though we didn't have a good day, but guys, like, I mean, we've had 100 unit month this past month, is that light bulb in your head that goes, wow, why am I betting how I'm betting right now on PrizePicks? Why am I taking, just random players together in a 4-man or in a 3-man? I need to be betting where I'm actually taking players on the same team in the same direction. So if one thing happens, both of these players will go in the same direction. I'm sure you guys can think about a lot of examples of that in sports where you have two players on the same team, and if something happens, they're going to either do good together or bad together, right? So that is the concept. That's what we've been doing for 2 years. It never fails to amaze me how well we can do doing this every single year. Like I said, we've only had 4 losing months ever in the past 33 months, all right? So I know that I win long term, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate it for tuning in, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.